Hello, can you hear me? Great. So, did you got time to download the software? Is everything okay? All the students? If not, just whenever you install, if you face any issues, you can just tell me, okay? Now, let's start today's class. So, till yesterday, we finished DDL commands, right? Let me just open the picture. Right? We finished all the DDL commands. We discussed about create, drop, alter, truncate, and rename, right? Now let's see about DML commands. DML in the sense data manipulation language, right? And the commands inside the DML are insert, update, and delete. Okay. First, let me just activate the database. It got activated. So today we are going to discuss about DML commands, right? DML in the sense data manipulation language. And the commands under DML are insert, update, and delete. Let's see each one. And we already saw about insert command, right? After creating the databases, we use insert command to insert the database, to insert the data inside it, right? To insert the rows into the table, we will use insert command. We already saw that, right? Let's see. Is there any data in employees table? Let me just display the data first. I'm using select star from employees. There is no data inside this. Let me try employees too. Yeah, we have some data in employees too, right? And all right, so basically what we will do by using insert command, we will insert the data. This is my data. Suppose I already created employees 2 table and I inserted 3 rows. Now, if I want to insert the 4th row also, I can use the insert command only. Okay, how I will write insert into table name, that is employees 2 values. I will give the values here, right? And as we discussed already, all the dates and character data should be inserted inside the codes, right? And the salary may be 75,000. So I inserted one row here in the already existing table. We have a table called as employees 2. We have 3 rows in it. If suppose I want to insert any other row also, I will use insert command only. Let me just execute this line. It got inserted. Now let's try to display the data. See, we got four rows, right? So once after creating the table also, if we want to insert any new data, we will use insert command only, okay? So I think insert is clear for you because we already saw how to use that previously, right? Next, let's talk about update command. Update command. Generally, what we will do, Suppose if someone inserted wrong data, okay, or anything, like for example, in e-name I have John, right? Suppose I inserted John with a spelling mistake, or else I unknowingly or mistakenly I entered some wrong salary. So at that time, what to do? We need to use update command to update the already existing data. If we think, if the existing data, if we want to make any changes for the existing data, we will use the update command. Okay. We can make changes for the existing data. Okay. By using update. For example, in employees two, suppose I'm having salary of John is 48,000, right? Suppose let's insert here 52,000. Okay. How to do that? Here, simply, as I said, we need to use audio missing. Guys, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you now.
Okay. Audio is slow. Okay, just a second.
Now it is fine, ma'am. Earlier it was slow.
Okay. I'm just connecting to my screen. Hello. I think I'm clear now. All right. So we are discussing about update command, right? Okay. So here what I'm saying, if we want to make any changes in the existing data, we will use update command, right? So in the second row for John, instead of 48,000, let's insert some 52,000 or something like that. Okay. So how to make that change? Obviously, we will use update command, and the syntax will be like update table name. Sorry, no need of writing table. Actually, directly we can use update table name. Table name is employees 2, right? We need to use a keyword called as set. Okay. We need to use the keyword set here inside the update command. So what we need to change here, set salary is equals to, for example, I want to change it to 52,000. Suppose I'm saying I want to update employees to table, set salary is equals to 52,000. Okay. If I execute this statement, what it happens? Any guesses? Anyone?
So all the employee salary would be 52,000.
Correct. If I execute it directly, for each and every employee, the salary will become 52,000. Okay. Because we are not mentioning any condition here. We are just saying I want to update this table name, and I want to set salary is equals to 52,000. But here what I said, we want to change only John data, John salary, right? So to do that, we need to use a condition. Basically, whenever we are giving or whenever we are using update command, we need to mention the conditions there. We need to give the conditions for which data we are going to update. If we miss giving or if we forget giving condition, that data will be updated to the complete table. Okay. If I just simply execute this, for each and every person here, salary will become 52,000. But I want only John, right? So I need to mention a condition here. And to give a condition, we will use where clause.
Okay, we will use where is basically we will call it as a clause in SQL. That is nothing but whenever we want to mention any conditions, whenever we want to give any conditions, we will write inside where. Okay, I will write it down. uh, First let's see this output, then I will write it down about the where clause. So here what is our condition? Where employee ID is equals to 2, right? Here for John, his employee ID is 2. So we need to mention like this, whether, of course, we can write employee ID is equals to 2, or else we can write employee name is equals to John. That will be the same only. But again, it is preferable to write. It is if you write employee ID, because here this employee ID is a primary key. We may have same names to employees, right? We may have two Johns also in our company. So we in real time we don't prefer writing e name or any other normal column names in where clause. If we write the column name which we declared the primary key, that will be the correct way of writing the SQL query. Okay, because in primary key the data won't repeat, right? We don't have duplicate data. So here basically we need to write for employee ID only we declared primary key, right? That's the reason we are writing employee ID is equals to 2. Now let me just execute this. It got executed. Now once again, I will just display this data. See, for John, we got our salary is changed. Right? We got 52,000. Is this clear so far? Is this clear what I said about update command?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So basically the thing we need to remember is whenever we are using update command, we need to give the conditions inside it, or else it will apply to each and every row. Okay. And where is basically called as a clause in SQL. Okay. Whenever we want to mention any conditions, we use where. Okay. Basically we will give conditions inside where clause. We need to write where first, then we need to mention any conditions. Okay. So this is how we will use update command. One second. So you understood about how we will use update clause, right? Now let's see one example here. Okay. I'm giving one example. The example is, suppose give every employee. I'm giving a question here first, then let's see how to solve this question. So this is my question. Okay. First, what I'm asking here, for each and every employee, we have the employees to data like this, like, right? We have 4 columns: employee ID, employee name, date of joining, and salary. Now I want to give every employee 10% of the salary bonus. Whatever salary they have, on that salary, I want to give the 10% of bonus. And what I'm saying, add that column bonus. I need a separate column. After salary, I need a separate column called as bonus in this table. Okay, did you got my question? What we
Yes,
need to
ma'am.
do here, we need to add one more column name as bonus, and inside the data should be like 10 percentage of this salary. How to do that? Let's see. If we do such practical questions, one or two, it will be you can understand, you can get to know the use case where we will apply this syntaxes. That's the reason in between I will give such examples. Okay, now let's see how to solve this problem. First, we need, basically what we are doing here, we have two requirements here. First requirement is that we want 10%, we want to add a 10% bonus on this salary, and the second requirement is we need to add that column. That means we want another additional column here. So basically have to add the column. Yes, you are right. So Shovan, and first just tell me everyone, if we want to add a new column in the existing table, which command we will use? Everyone, please use, don't tell me directly. Use the chat box and tell me. Type in the chat box. If we want to add a new column in the existing table, uh, which everyone, I got only 2 replies. You may be wrong also, no problem. Just try to answer. If you want to add a new column to the existing table, which command we will use? Munish, you are right. Pritesh is right. Yes, Ramkote. Everyone?
Alter, right?
Yes, yes. Correct. Many of you are correct. We will use alter command, right? We discussed previously, whenever if we want to add a new column in the existing table, we will use alter command, right? So first let's add a column here, then we will see how to add the 10% of bonus. Okay, so I'm using alter command first. Alter
Table name,
table name,
add column
employees
name.
system. Yes, alter table name, add column name. What I need, I want bonus as my column name, right? So I will write directly bonus. Now what we need to do, we need to define a data type for the column. Whenever we are defining a column, we need to define the data type as well. Okay, so for bonus I'm defining it as float because it can be a decimal form. Bonus can be in decimal numbers, so I'm giving it as float. Of course we can use int also, no problem. So basically this is how we will add a column to the existing table. Alter table name, add bonus float. Okay, now let me execute this. The syntax is clear, right? It got executed. Now let's see the output. Select star from employees 2. See, we got a column here, right? Employee ID, employee name, date of joining, salary, and we got a extra column called as bonus. For now the data is empty because we just added the column here. And you need to remember that, see here, by using this question, we need to understand what is our requirement first. Here, what I said, every employee 10% of salary bonus. We need to give every employee 10% of the bonus, and we need to add that column bonus in the table. So first what I did, I added a column here. In this table, I added an empty column here. Now we are going to use, we need to give the 10% of salary bonus in this column, right? To do that, which command we need to use? Obviously, update command, right? Because we need to update the data here inside it. Correct? Here we cannot use insert command because we already have some data here. We want to add the data in only one column. That's the reason we can use directly update command. Okay. Now how I need to write it? Directly update employees to, okay, set bonus is equals to 10% of the salary. In the sense, simply I can write 0.1 into salary column, right? I will explain that once again. All right, that's it. Okay, first what we did, we used alter command and we created one column name, that is bonus. Okay, now what is our requirement? We need to give 10 percentage bonus for the salary to all the employees, right? And we have the condition here is same. We need to give the 10% only for each and every employee. That's the reason we are not giving any condition here, because we want 10% for everyone. So here no need of writing any where clause. Okay, just what I need to do here, I need to calculate 10 percentage on the salary, like 10 percentage of 50,000, 10 percentage of 52,000, like that. So that's why what I did, I used the update command, update table name, set bonus is equals to. Basically what we will write, on which column we want to make the changes, that column name we will give here, right, after set. So after set I wrote bonus is equals to, what is our condition, 10 percentage of the salary. Basically 10 percentage of the salary, in the sense, if we convert into the decimals, we will write it as 0.1 into salary, right? So that's why I wrote here. And as we want the same 10% for each and everyone, we are not giving any where clauses here. Okay, so let's execute. Okay, here I got an error. As you can see, you are saying that you are using safe update mode. Okay, in MySQL, we will have an option called as safe update mode. Okay, basically what it happens, sometimes while we are working in real time, we may in hurry or without knowing, we may write any update syntaxes without using where clause. Suppose I don't know the syntax correctly, I directly use the update command, and I forgot using where clause. At that time, each and every row will get updated, right? Basically, we will have many rows in real time, like maybe 1,000, 2,000 rows also. Each and every row will get updated, and that will be the huge mistake over there, right? So to avoid that, in MySQL specially, there will be one setting, I can call it as a setting called as safe update mode. So suppose if we try using the update command without the where clause, first we will get an error. And inside in that error message, you can see you are using a safe update mode and you try to update a table without a where clause, right? That uses a key column. To disable safe mode, it is saying me what to do. Okay, now what we need to do, we need to first disable that safe mode. That is just to be on the safer side. This MySQL those people brought this setting. Okay, first let's disable that safe mode. Let's see how to disable that setting, then let's try executing this update statement once again. Okay, to do that,
Ma'am, we need to use update and set always with where clause.
see, if we want particularly in any, if we want to make change in any column, we will any row particularly, we will use where clause. For example, as I said, suppose I want to change only third row, I will use where clause. But here what, this particular example, we want to use the same condition for each and every row, right? At that time, so in that case, I'm not using where clause,
Right.
right? So what happens here, to be on the safer side, MySQL people will in at the back end there will be one setting that they will they will use some safe update mode. If it is turn on, if it is on, we cannot update it directly without where clause. If I am trying to do that, I got an error. Just to maintain the database very safely, just to be on the safer side. If suppose I know I am writing this query correct here, right, but in real time if someone don't know, like in previous, in this example we want only employee id 2, right, without knowing any newbie or anyone else, or without if I forgot using this where clause and if I just used this one, this 52,000 will get changed to each and every column, right, each and every row. If I have 1,000 rows, for all the 1,000 members salaries will become 52,000 only. That will be the biggest error, correct? To avoid that, they are using one setting called as safe mode. It will be by default on. Okay, whenever we want to use any update command without where clause, we need to change that settings. We need to turn it off, and then we need to execute this. Then only it will work. Especially to tell you this setting only, I gave you this question. Okay, let's see how we will make that changes. On toolbar we will have edit option, right, top left. I'm clicking on that edit. One second. We have preferences. Okay, in edit we need to go inside preferences. One window will be open for us. In that we need to click SQL editor here. Okay, SQL editor, I'm clicking on the SQL editor. Then we need to scroll it down. Here you can see safe updates, rejects updates and deletes with no restrictions. You can see this line, right? We need to uncheck this box. Okay, and click on OK. Let me show you once again. I'm just closing this. See, we have this edit option right on in the toolbar. I need to click on this edit. There will be preferences. I need to click on the preferences. One dialog box will open, or one window will be open. In that we will have something called as SQL editor here, SQL editor. We need to select that, and we need to scroll the page little down. At the last option we will have safe updates. By default for each and every one it will be turn on. Okay, we need to uncheck this box and we need to click on OK, right? In real time what we need to do, we need to change this setting. We need to execute this. Once we finish this, again we need to go to the edit and the same process, and we need to check that box once again. Definitely we should not ignore that, or we should not forget it doing that. Okay, whenever we are using update command or delete command without using where clause, at that time we need to change this setting, and again we need to set that setting into the normally. Okay, again we should turn on the safe mode. Okay, now see,
Ma'am, could you please explain why we are doing it again?
okay, no problem. See, basically the concept here is, in update command, why we will use update command? If we want to make any changes in any row, right? See, now for example, by mistakenly something I did anything, I inserted any data wrong, or else I want to change any data. For example, date of joining of Divya, I want to change this. Okay, at that time what I will do, I will simply write an update command and I will use where clause. Inside where clause what I will write, where employee id is equals to 3. When I mention where clause, only whatever data I am changing, that data will get changed in only this row, right? Only
Particular
for
way, yeah.
Divya, particular row, correct? So basically 99.9 percentage we will use update commands with where clause only. But sometimes if we come across such questions, okay, basically to show you the safe mode setting only, I gave you this question. If you observe this question, what we are saying, we want 10 percentage of salary bonus. That means the condition is same for each and every row, right? We want to update each and every row, and the condition is same. So in that case, no need of using any where clause here, right? Because in every row we want to update, and in every row we want 10 percentage bonus only, right? So here I don't use where clause.
Right.
But basically what it happens whenever, not only this syntax, whenever we are using update command without where clause, if we try to execute, we will get an error. Okay, first I got an error. What is my error message? In the sense, you can see here, I don't think it is visible for you.
Yeah, you are using safe update mode.
Yeah,
Something.
you are, it is saying me you are using safe update mode and you try to update a table without a where clause.
Right.
Okay, to disable safe mode, just toggle. It is saying me the the way how we can do that. Also it is showing me option is in go to preferences, select editor and reconnect, like that it is showing me, right? Basically to be on the safer side. Okay, everyone here, did you do you understand Telugu?
No, madam.
No, ma'am. No, no.
Okay, no problem. All right, I'll explain in English only. So what happened in real time? Basically, we will work with thousands of data. Here we have only four rows, but in real time we may have 1200 rows, 2000 rows, like that. If we by mistakenly, if we did any mistake here, basically we no need of using where clause. But suppose in the above example, I want to make salary change for only employee ID 2, but I don't know the syntax properly and I didn't wrote the where clause. In the sense, for each and every employee my salary will get only 52,000. Just imagine I have 1200 rows and I did and I used only update command without mentioning where clause. Then that will be the biggest error, right? For each and every almost 1200 employees, the salary will be changed to 52,000 only, right? Then I need to take to get back the previous data, I need to follow many steps there. So to avoid such issues, sometimes it may happen. Maybe some newbies without knowing the syntaxes correctly, or else even experienced people also. Sometimes we may do mistakes, right? Because we are humans. If we do such mistakes, it will becoming a headache to the database team or headache to the companies to solve that, to rectify that problem again, to get our data back, or else to redo our data. We need to follow some steps. So to avoid that problem, what MySQL did, in the sense, they introduced an setting called as safe mode. By default, the safe mode will be turned on in our softwares. Okay, whenever we are using update, whenever we want to use update command without where clause, we should first turn off that safe mode. Then we need to execute. Then only it will work. Now if we in we are just learning the subject, we are just practicing, right? I just shown you how to turn off that setting. If I just leave it also, no problem. But in real time, whenever you are working in SQL, after using that where once you turned it off, after using that update command, once your work is finished, again you go back to that settings, and once again you should turn on the setting. That will be helpful for you. Is it clear?
Yeah, ma'am. Understood. Thanks, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. So now let me just execute this one.
You mean to say the changes will not affect to other rest of all other columns, right? I mean rows, right?
What all other rows?
1 second, madam. Scroll down, madam.
See here, I want to use this bonus is equals to 0.1 into salary condition for each and every row.
Correct, madam.
If
Correct.
I want to give the bonus only for particularly John, I will write it as where employee ID is equals to 2,
Correct.
right?
Correct,
But
madam.
here I want to update this condition or update the bonus to everyone.
Yeah.
That's the reason I won't use where clause. But whenever by default, whatever the syntax is, whenever we are using update command without where clause, we will get error stating
Okay.
you are using safe mode. So we need to turn it off. To do that, we need to go to edit, preferences,
Okay.
One second. SQL editor.
Mhm.
We need to scroll it down. Here, by default, first this is turned on. We need
Okay.
to uncheck this box. Okay. And we need to click on OK. Then what we need to do, we need to reconnect to the database. Here we have this option, right? Can you see here? This one. Once we need to connect, click on this. Okay, we are reconnecting to the database and let's try it. Now you can see at the bottom, my data got updated, right? Let's see. Let me execute this select statement. I got bonus column here, correct?
Yes.
So once we finish doing this, again, we need to get back to the edit, preferences, SQL editor, scroll it down. We need to check this box again and click on OK. Once again, just reconnect to the database. Okay, our settings will be affected. And if you forget clicking this reconnect to database also, we will get error only. After changing the settings, we need to definitely click on reconnect to data DBMS. Here it is, reconnect to DBMS, the last one. Okay, this is the steps you need to follow whenever, whether it is update command or delete command. Whenever, if you don't use where clause inside update or delete command, we need to turn off this setting. Clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am. And once turning it on, then again we need to reconnect to database and to click
Reconnect
that.
to reconnect to DBMS. We need to click this once.
Okay, understood.
Automatically it will work. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
I have a small question here.
Yes, please.
While doing this,
Mhm.
I want to put this bonus along with bonus column into a employees table. I mean another table. I have employees 2 table
Okay.
without bonus previously.
Okay, we
With
have
salary.
employees table without
Yeah.
bonus. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Our employees table was empty now. Anyway, structure we have.
Correct.
With this data, can we put the details into the employees table also? Is that possible?
Of course, we need to use alter command again.
Okay.
Here in employees table, we don't have data, but we have the structure because we use
I mean,
truncate, right?
I want to
So,
duplicate the employees 2 data into employees data along with bonus column.
so you want to move the entire data into this employees.
I mean, copy of employees to
Okay,
employees.
okay. About that we will discuss in joins class. Okay, not now.
Okay.
Okay, going forward, joins or after joins, we can able to see whenever if we want to get one table data into another empty table, what we need to do, we will see at that time.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sure. Thank
all
you.
right. Yeah,
Divya, I have one question.
it's with
Is just once we can do this safe mode settings, that's enough, or every time we want to update anything, we have to do?
see, the thing is that if you are pretty sure that you are not going to do mistake, whenever
Mhm.
you are using update command, you can just once turn it on, turn it off, and you can leave it as it is. Okay,
Oh, okay.
it will be on your installer only. It won't be affected in your teammates installer. This whatever settings I did, it will be affect in my laptop only. So if I'm pretty sure going forward, I won't do any mistakes with this update command, I can
Mhm.
leave it as it is. But to be on the safer side, we don't know, right? Sometimes it may knowingly or unknowingly we may do mistakes. So to be
Mhm.
on the safer side, if we turn on that setting, that will be the good thing. Because suppose you just left it like that only, and suddenly by mistakenly you did some mistake with the update command. If you
Mhm.
forgot using where clause, each and every row will get updated, and that will be the that will create a huge headache for us again.
Okay.
That will leads to an escalation kind of thing. So to avoid that, we need to once, it just is very simple setting, right? So we need to
Mhm.
follow that once again. That will be good for us, like that. If we leave it also, no problem, but we need to make sure that we should not do any mistakes whenever we are using update command and delete command also. Delete also basically whenever while we are learning about delete, I will tell at that time. But again, delete column also, whenever we are using delete command, we will use where clause only. We need to give some conditions. If you don't use where clause there, the entire data will get deleted. At that time also, the same setting, safe mode setting only will work for update and delete. Okay.
For removing safe mode, we have to just follow the same steps, but
Same
we have
steps.
to.
Yeah, same step.
Yeah.
Edit, preferences, SQL editor here.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
We need to scroll it down. Last option will be safe modes. We just need to uncheck this box and we need to check the box. That's it. Afterwards, click on OK, and we need to click on this reconnect to DBMS.
Okay.
Okay. The same
Thank
steps.
you.
Yeah. You're welcome. So this is about the update command. Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Great. Basically, whenever we want to make any changes to the data or whenever we want to update the new data, we will use update command, and the keyword we need to use set keyword inside the update, and we need to use where clause to give the conditions. Whatever on whatever row we need to make that change, we will use that in where clause, right? Like where employee ID is equals to 2. If we don't use where clause, for the first time we will get an error. We need to turn off the safe mode and we need to click on the reconnect to DBMS and we need to execute the statement. Then only it will work. Okay. I think this update command is clear for you. Next we have delete command, right? The third command is delete. Basically in delete command, what we can do by using delete, in the sense, if we want to delete any particular data, once we done with this delete, I will give you the differences between drop, truncate and delete. Okay, we have drop command, we have truncate command, and we have delete command. What is the differences between them? Let's discuss once we finish discussing this delete command. Okay, basically what we will do, if we want to delete any particular data from the table, we will use delete command. Okay, for example, if I want to delete any particular row completely, suppose I don't want this third row, how I will write, in the sense, my syntax will be simply delete from, we need to use from here. Okay, from employees to, delete from employees to. Okay, here we need to give condition. Again, we need to use a where clause. Okay, inside where we need to give the condition. What my condition is, employee ID is equals to 2, suppose, or else 3. If I want to remove this Divya row completely, I am saying delete from, we need to use from for delete from employees to where employee ID is equals to 3. This complete row will get deleted. Let's see. Let me execute. Let's use select clause again. See, now 3 row is completely deleted. I have only 1, 2 and 4, right? If we want to delete any particular row or particular data, we can use delete. Okay. Now, clear? Guys, everyone, is it clear?
Yes, they were.
Yes.
Yes,
If we
ma'am.
want to delete any particular row, we will use delete command. Okay. And the syntax is also simple. Whatever we want to delete, that one we need to give the condition. Here, as I said, we can give employee name is equals to Divya also, it will work. But if we have the same employee names for two persons, both the rows will get deleted. So to avoid that, definitely we should use the column name where we declared primary key, so that we will get the unique data. Here employee ID is equals to, here employee ID is primary key, right? That's the reason I used employee ID is equals to 3 inside the where clause. Okay. Now let's discuss the very important interview question, difference between drop, delete and truncate. This will be the definite interview question whenever you are attending any SQL round for any company. The basic question, the basic interview question, they will ask you to tell me the difference between drop, delete and truncate. So what is the difference? You only tell me now. Why we will use drop command?
For table, completely to drop a table.
So basically, ma'am, delete the complete structure of the table. I mean, the complete table with data, and
Correct.
truncate basically, I mean, delete the data, not the structure.
Correct.
And to delete any particular attribute or particular row, you use delete command.
Perfect. That's it. Sweta, what you said is also right. Basically, there is no much differences. I mean, if you whenever we are discussing between any differences between any of the concept, there will be some 4 5 points. But here, not like that. We need to just able to tell the definitions of all the three together. That's it. Because deleting, dropping or truncating by the three, by using this three, basically we are removing data only. But what is the difference between them? In the sense, by using drop we will remove the complete if we want to use codes for multiple lines, we will use like this, like the way how we will use in C or C++, hash star star hash. Okay, let's see that afterwards. So basically by using drop, what we will do, if we want to remove the complete table from the database, right? Here what it will do, it will completely delete the data and the structure of the table, complete delete. Okay, so as we have delete command, as we have delete command separately, we don't use, instead of delete we are using remove word here. Okay, we are saying if we want to remove the complete table from the database, that means if I use drop table employees 2, I cannot able to see the employees 2 table, right? The data inside it will be removed, the structure will also removed completely. If you think I'm not going to use this table once again, we will use drop. Okay, whereas truncate, what it will do, it will just remove the data inside it, data inside the table, but the structure of the table will remain same, right? Correct. Structure of the table will remain same. Suppose if I use truncate table employees 2, in the sense inside the data it will get removed, but the structure will remain same, right? Like I will have only the column names, employee ID, employee name, date of joining, salary and bonus, like that, right? I will have these column names, but inside the data, whatever we have 3 rows or 4 rows, that data will be removed. Correct? Whenever we use truncate. But what if we use delete? Whenever we want to delete any particular row, at that time we will use delete, right? I can simply say delete is used to delete the data inside the table, right? By using delete command, we can able to delete only the data inside the table. It won't touch the structure of the table. It cannot remove the structure of the table, or it cannot remove only the data, and it cannot keep the structure as it is. Basically, if you remember in the starting what I said, whenever I am discussing about, oh no, we are using everything here. Guys, 1 second. I'll just copy everything. I wrote in this file. Basically, I need to write in SQL commands file, right? Okay. So here, whenever we are discussing the DDL commands first, I said DDL commands helps us to create the design of the table. Basically, it talks about the structure of the table, right? That means whenever we are using create command, what we are doing, we are creating the structure to the table, right? Whenever we are using alter command, what we are doing, either we are removing a column from the table, or else we are adding a column to the table, or else we are changing the data type. Whatever we are doing, we are just changing or doing something with the structure of the table only, not inside the data, right? If we use drop complete, our table we will lose our complete table. That means the structure is also lost. Again, whenever we are using truncate, what it will happen, the structure will remains as it is, the inside the data will be removed. Basically, all these commands whatever we are using, it is dealing with the structure of the tables only, and all those commands will comes under DDL. DML, in the sense, DML, by using DML commands, we will deal with the data inside the table, not the structure. Okay, that is inserting, in the sense we are dealing with the data inside the table only. Update also, we are updating the data inside the table. We are dealing with the data only, not the structure, right? Again, delete also same. We are deleting the data inside the table, not the complete table, right? That is a basic difference between DDL and DML. But if we want to discuss the difference between drop, truncate and delete, in the sense, you need to mention these 3 points in your interview. They will just check whether you know this 3 correctly or not. Drop, in the sense, if we want to remove the complete table from the database, we will use drop. Truncate, just we will remove the data inside the table, but the structure will remain same. Delete, in the sense, if we want to delete the data inside the table, we will use the delete command, right? This is the difference between drop, truncate and delete. Clear, guys, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Great.
Yeah, I have one question.
Yes.
While
Yes.
you were explaining about insert, okay,
Okay.
you said that multiple rows can be inserted. In the same way, while deleting also we can do that, and also for updating.
Multiple rows inserted. Yeah, okay. So you are asking, like, we are directly using a command, we are inserting multiple rows. So can we delete multiple rows at a time? Of course. Here, if I need to write and here, and I need to mention the condition, like employee ID is equals to 2, maybe 4. Like this, if I do, here already I deleted 3, right? So suppose 2 and 4 if I am using, it will delete. Okay, we can delete at a time, but we need to mention and here.
Okay, and regarding update,
the
same question.
Okay, update.
Because we
Okay,
use that
update set is equals to, inside that we will use a where clause, right? If we want to use update table name, set salary is equals to, if you want to keep the same salary to 2 employees, of course you can do it by using and. Again, here also we can give both the conditions by using and, it will work.
Okay, I think in coming sessions you will be covering this
Yes,
concept,
yes.
right?
The next concept is about operators. In that we will learn this and, or, not, everything is there. Next session we will see this with examples. Okay.
Thank you, Divya.
You're welcome. So this is about DML commands. Okay. Now we have DCL commands. Right. Next is DCL commands. Inside the DCL commands, we have grant and revoke, right? Let's discuss it quickly. That is a simple only. So DCL in the sense data control language, right? And the commands inside it are grant and revoke. Okay. Basically, this DCL commands are used by database administrators, not the developers. Okay. Okay. Database admins will only have the access to use these commands. But still, as we are learning the complete SQL subject, let's see what is grant and what is revoke. But if you are working as a SQL developer, we don't use this commands. Okay. Generally, what it happens while working with the real data, we don't have permissions to access all the data, or to I can say we don't have a permission to perform some actions, especially whenever technically we will call that permissions as privileges. Okay. There will be some privileges, especially for granting and revoking. Okay. And for deleting also, we don't have delete privilege or delete permission for us. If we are trying to execute this delete command whenever you are working in real time, you cannot do that. You will get an error stating you don't have that privileges. At that time, what you need to do, you need to contact your admin team, and you need to say on which a database, I mean basically we will deal with one database only, but on which table we want that delete privilege. At that time they will give you the access, then only we can able to delete that particular row or data like that. So whenever we are using drop, delete, we don't have access directly. All that access, or we will call it as privileges. Okay. Basically, you can able to see if you get an errors here. Guys, 1 minute. Okay, so basically we don't have that privileges. We need to ask to the admin people and they will give the permissions, then only we can use this delete command. Okay. So in the same way, there are two special commands called as grant and revoke. These commands we don't use, admin people will use, but we should have some knowledge about what is that commands, and we will discuss it in tomorrow's class. Okay. Is it okay?
Divya, recordings and notes are not yet shared, Divya.
Recordings?
Yeah.
Notes is okay. Actually, I didn't got access at all. I asked today admin people. By tomorrow, I will give you the notes. But what about recordings? They gave you access, right?
No, they are not
No.
uploading. No.
Not given any link.
Only demo classes they have sent us 5 videos.
Every one of you, did anyone got yesterday's video?
No, ma'am.
No.
They didn't share any link, any drive
Demo
or
also
something.
not get.
Oh, you didn't got that drive link so far?
No, no,
No,
no.
no.
Oh, okay. Definitely, I will try to, send the link by tomorrow afternoon. Okay, I'll talk with them. They didn't even send the link for me also. That's the reason I'm unable to upload the notes. Let's see. I'll talk to them once again. I'll directly talk to the manager, and by tomorrow, let's get everything. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yeah. You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.